This is Mac OS Ken.
Lots of happenings around the Epic ruling. Apple promos its 2025 Pride collection, and operators are standing down. It is Tuesday, the 6th of May, 2025. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by OpenCase. MagSafe for iPhone perfected. Get 10% off your purchase with code MacOSKen at theopencase.com. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. For a suit that's been churning for nearly 5 years, actions in the aftermath of last week's Epic ruling are happening fast. Just last Wednesday, Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers found Apple to be in violation of a 2021 injunction from her court requiring the Cupertino company to let developers tell customers where they could go besides the App Store to pay developers for services and digital goods. A day later, Apple updated its App Store guidelines, basically pulling down the blocks it had put up, keeping developers from steering potential buyers to their own sites. A day or so after that, Spotify became the first developer to take advantage of the ruling's anti-steering stance. While Apple has complied with last week's ruling, it also said it would appeal that ruling, and that appeal ball is rolling. A piece from The Verge says the Cupertino company on Monday filed a notice of appeal. The notice says pretty much nothing, except that Apple is appealing to the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. Of course, rulings like last week's are like chumming the water for other attorneys. Apple Insider ran a piece Monday that had a developer seeking a class action lawsuit for funds developers could have earned for the last 15 months with links outside the App Store instead of mandatory in-app subscription purchases. The piece says the suit claims that developers could have been making money on external purchases in the 15 months since the injunction enforcement began in 2024. Instead, they were forced to continue paying Apple's commission fees or seek access to a broken external payment system that would result in costing developers more money. As for how much we're talking in damages, it could be in the billions, according to Apple Insider. While no amount has been set at the start, the suit seeks to represent 136,000 developers and their potential income. It was Fortnite publisher Epic Games that kicked this whole thing off way back in 2020. Having finally apparently gotten their way, Fortnite is headed back to the App Store. There is one problem, though. Epic started this whole thing by flagrantly violating its developer agreement with Apple. That led the Cupertino company to terminate Epic's developer account. Seems like Apple could just reactivate the account here in the States, same as the company did for Epic's EU-only developer account last year. Instead, a piece from 9to5Mac says it looks like they are taking the long way round. Over on the Hell site over the weekend, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney said, "We have conversed with Apple on the topic and will use our Epic Games Sweden account to submit Fortnite to the US App Store. We created this account last year to launch Epic Games Store and Fortnite in the European Union, and Apple required an EU domiciled account." 9to5Mac says the game had not been submitted for review as of Monday. If you're interested, though, stay tuned. All of a sudden, stuff's happening fast. Pride is just around the corner, and Apple is out with its annual stuff to display, buy, and wear. The company issued a press release Monday showing off the 2025 Apple Watch Pride Edition Sport Band, watch face, and wallpapers for iPhone and iPad. Featuring a tapestry of rainbow stripes that vary in shape and size, Apple says each Pride Edition Sport Band is assembled by hand from individual stripes of vibrant color that are compression molded together, creating subtle yet striking variations. No two bands are exactly alike according to the company, reflecting the individuality of all members of the LGBTQ+ community. Shipping at the standard sport band price of $49, the bands are available to pre-order today. They'll ship and turn up in Apple stores and among Apple-authorized resellers next week. The 2025 Pride wallpapers and watch face will be available in iOS 18.5, iPadOS 18.5, and watchOS 11.5. No word on when exactly those will arrive. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, OpenCase. MagSafe for iPhone perfected. You can sort of think of OpenCase as a system. The open space on an OpenCase leaves room for your iPhone's MagSafe accessories, while at the same time keeping them from sliding around or sliding off. If you've already got third-party accessories like Apple's MagSafe wallet or battery, they will fit perfectly with your OpenCase. Or you can check out the line of accessories from OpenCase itself. There's a pop holder, perfect for selfies or walk-in talks, a standby stand, Qi charging in portrait or landscape that works with OpenCase or iPhone 12 through iPhone 16. The car mount charger by OpenCase mounts securely to an air vent and adjusts for just the right viewing angle. Its USB-A connector plugs into your power adapter to charge and power your phone on the go. Of course, the Mag Wallet by OpenCase is the one that won me, perfect for my driver's license, health card, and an emergency credit card should I end up someplace that doesn't take Apple Pay. It has been my primary wallet, and OpenCase my primary case, for well over a year. It's in and out of my back pocket all the time, yet it looks just as good as the day I got it. And you can get it at a discount. Go to theopencase.com, pick your case and accessories, then use code MacOSKen at checkout for 10% off. The cases are available for the iPhone 16 line and currently on sale for iPhone 14 and 15. If you're ready to secure the accessories you have or finally see what MagSafe for iPhone can do, get 10% off your purchase with code MacOSKen at theopencase.com. That's 10% off your purchase with code MacOSKen at theopencase.com. EA and Apple are bringing real-life soccer to a video game. Apple Insider says the two companies have teamed up to stream two upcoming MLS matches in the game EA Sports FC Mobile. Not being a player, it sounds convoluted. The piece says players can catch next Saturday's LA Galaxy versus New York Red Bulls match and the following Saturday's Atlanta United versus Philadelphia Union match via the in-game FC Mobile TV. That's available through the Extra Time button in the main menu. The thing is, you have to reach account level 4 to access Extra Time, and that usually takes a few matches. Or you could go to a bar. There's also a way to get a free month of MLS on Apple TV, though that sounds even more convoluted than watching the free matches. But if you're a player, keep your eyes peeled for a news pop-up during gameplay or watch for the offer during the free matches. The free month offer is redeemable from today, the 6th of May, through the 18th. Or you could go to a bar. I'm not sure whether I forgot this was happening or simply missed it when it was first announced, but Spike Lee and Denzel Washington are making a movie, and they're doing it for Apple TV+. Actually, there's already a teaser, so except for PR, I guess Washington's already done his part. Called Highest to Lowest, Apple's description for the teaser says, when a Titan music mogul, played by Washington, widely known as having the best ears in the business, is targeted with a ransom plot, he is jammed up in a life-or-death moral dilemma. Washington and Lee reunite for the 5th time in their long working relationship for a reinterpretation of the great filmmaker Akira Kurosawa's crime thriller, High and Low, now played out on the mean streets of modern-day New York City. Jeffrey Wright also stars. Highest to Lowest will see a limited theatrical release beginning Friday, the 22nd of August. It'll hit Apple TV Plus 2 weeks later, Friday, the 5th of September. The teaser is a tight, tense 51 seconds. You can catch all 51 of them now on YouTube. And finally today, had a couple of messages come in by phone over the past week. Here is the first one.
Hi, Ken. It's Tony. I'm a long-time listener to your show. I wanted to tell you that the 18.4.1 update has not fixed my CarPlay problems with my 2023 Subaru Outback. It's not constant, but often I have trouble connecting. And often, even if I've connected, Overcast, my favorite way to listen to you, will not show anything on the screen. It plays the noise, but the podcast, but it doesn't show what's going on. And I found the only way that I can get that to work often is to, before I even start the car, start the podcast running, then start the car and let it go into CarPlay, and then I will be able to see the podcast on the screen too. Anyway, it's not really fixed. Thanks.
After so long, how are they still messing up CarPlay? Anyway, I do thank you for the heads up, sir. And here is our second call of the day.
Hey, macOS Ken. This is the Apple Loyalist calling in. And I just want to let you know how great of a job you do. You did a fabulous job on today's show. And I look forward to them each day. And I am thrilled that Open Case is a sponsor on macOS Ken. And that I am just thrilled about what Warren Buffett said about Tim Cook. Because Tim has really taken the company to new heights, and he's just really done an excellent job with the company. So, anyway, I hope you have a most wonderful day, and I look forward to more macOS 10, and keep up the great work.
The Apple Loyalist has actually called a few times recently, and his will probably be the last message left at the 716. That was a Skype number, has been since late 2008 or early 2009 when I added it to the show as the macOS Ken Warmline. As I understand it, Skype numbers went dead yesterday, though they might stay active on the web for a little bit. I'm really not sure. I looked into moving the number a few ways, but they were much more expensive than Skype, and whole months can go by without anybody leaving a message there. Still, I do like the occasional audio message. Might try Discord, might try something else. I don't know. Stay tuned. I do hate to see it go. But time moves on. Oh, and screw Microsoft for killing it. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and sponsored by OpenCase, MagSafe for iPhone perfected. Get 10% off your purchase with code MacOSKen at theopencase.com. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macOSKen at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macosken.com. Until next time, That is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.